Hello, welcome back. For those of you who don't know who I am Derek. I am one of the dev team members for HumanitZ. Today is another patch day! Oh my god, we were up until... So it was about 5 a.m. for y'all's this morning, which would have been 11 p.m. last night for the rest of us. We were up pretty late last night, working on a bunch of shit, so... Oh, you know what? Hang on. I didn't fix things. Hang on. I didn't fix things! God damn it. HumanitZ. I saw that it was noon and I didn't fucking switch anything. That's why I don't stream anymore. I just do this. Damn. Done. There we go. Fixed. Okay. Stream information. Oops. Okay. It'll get fixed later on when I put everything on YouTube. But yeah, anyways, I'm Derek. I'm one of the dev team members for HumanitZ. We just now pushed patch 9.14. Huge community quality of life update. Not a whole lot of new features, but improvements on existing features. This is mostly a huge undertaking by the community. A lot of the stuff that they logged. There are a lot of things that have been logged that we did not get a chance to get to. But that's coming with the Christmas update, okay? Expected next month. So, like, starting as soon as we get done with this video, we immediately start working on all the Christmas stuff. We've been kind of working, as things kind of slowed down for 9.14, we were also working on some things for Christmas just to get a leg up on some stuff. So, still working on the Skills of Professions update, still working on a bunch of that stuff. But I don't want to turn this into an hour-long video. I just want to give you a brief back history on a lot of the stuff that we worked on and go over the actual patch notes for patch 9.14. You'll have to excuse me, I finished my lunch. So, what do we got? All right, HumanitZ update 0.914. Our next update patch is here. We're calling out our awesome players and community on this one as we've tried to focus on fixes and improvements logged by our survivors. One of the standout things in this update are the changes to the build menu and system. You now have freedom to place buildables and the UI has been cleaned up. Additionally, we have implemented more features to aid us in the detection of people abusing systems and cheating on official servers. We still encourage using the official Discord to report any unsavory behavior. Furthermore, we focused on some major multiplayer issues as listed below, which will greatly improve everyone's experience and lots of quality of life improvements. We thank our fantastic community for taking the time to report these issues in order to give you all a more enjoyable game. So, breaking that down real quick, first major huge topic, building. The other night I was sitting there and I had asked, so I've been playing a lot of Grounded. I actually had it going while we were going over the patch notes, making sure everything was added in, going over all the bugs lists and everything. I had Grounded up while I was playing. I've been playing a lot of Grounded. And I've been trying to look at different games and see what I specifically... I'm the base builder of the team, all right? So I'm the one that plays, like, 7 Days to Die, PZ, Grounded, Sunken Land, there's all the different base building games, survival games, and, trying to, like, piecemeal some things together. And I asked, I was like, can we just be able to move instead of standing there and rotating, trying to get your piece to fit where you need to? Now you can move it back, forward, up, down. It's just like, now it's a lot more comfortable. The reticle was also on the screen while you were placing your building asset, and it just didn't look good at all. So I asked Kai, I was like, hey man, is there any way that we could just like remove the cursor so that way the only thing you see is the built asset itself? And he's like, yeah. So make sure you guys check out the base building portions of the update. Secondly, we have a lot of features that are coming and have been added to our official servers. We've had a lot of people causing problems in the official servers. I'm going to be straightforward and honest with you. All the little small PP people out there that can't hack it in the PvP world and keep going into the PvE servers and trying to find ways to break into people's bases and stealing their shit and just creating a terrible experience, you guys are fucking assholes. I'm just being honest. Stop doing it. You will be permabanned across all servers on HumanitZ. Don't do it. All right, this is a game for everybody to have fun. Leave the PvEers to the PvE. Go do your PvP stuff over in PvP, okay? Don't be a dick, basically. Don't be an asshole, don't be a dick. Furthermore, focused on some major multiplayer issues listed below. Quality of life features. Yes, okay. Okay, yeah, we'll get to all that. Localization. All right, localization. There is a new update for the French and Russian players. So that should all be 100% localized, and it is added into this update, French and Russian. Those have rolled out for Phase 1 of the transition overhaul. Please join our official Discord to give us feedback on these changes, and we'll look to have them fully completed by the end of the year. Okay? So if there are things that are like, this is not the way that you would say this, you know, so far in French, Russian, and Chinese, those are in English, those are the only ones that are fully complete. So just hit us up. Shoot me a message, shoot y'all's a message, just be like, this word's fucked up, this is how you would actually say it. We'll go through, we'll double, triple fucking verify to make sure you guys aren't saying, you know, like, you know, big, veiny, triumphant dick or something in Russian or in French, and then we add it in and everybody has a good laugh, and then we get banned, and, you know, it is what it is. Italian translation is almost ready to be added. It's like 95% done. So Italian is going to be the newest language added to the roster of localization, and it's pretty much almost complete. That was done like within like 3 weeks to a month. So thank you so much to the team that's heading that up. Again, a massive shout out to the community for taking on this responsibility for the regional communities. Okay, so if you guys want your stuff to be translated into your local regions, I think Ukrainian was asked for. Polish was asked for. If there are community members of the Ukrainian and Polish community that want to take up the mantle and head that piece, please let us know. Otherwise, we have parameters that we have to meet, which are, you know, like how much is wish listed, how many active players, you know, like we have to do it that way. You know, we just can't waste money otherwise. So, server update. No wipe is required. Okay, there are no wipes required for this update. This is not a huge content update. It's just tweaking some systems. No update required. All servers will need to be restarted to receive the latest patch. So server owners, make sure you at least restart your servers once you apply the patch. All right, getting into this gigantic laundry list of stuff that we have done. New additions, new buildings, new building items. So we've added the metal shelf that you can craft. We've added a wooden table and a wooden stool, okay? Usually, anytime we do content in like small little patches, we try to give like little extra things here and there. So you guys now have metal shelves, a wooden table, and a wooden stool. If you were on the Discord yesterday while we were sitting there teasing a bunch of stuff, you guys might have seen some of the things. New vehicle headlights for better illumination. So it was called out in the Steam community discussions. Hey, the new darkness is awesome. However, with the darkness, we need more illumination options. So we're like, all right, cool. So we've actually improved. Oh, you know what? That didn't get added into the patch notes. Oh, you know what? That's because it was done for 913HA. Okay, yeah. 914, we fixed all the vehicle headlights. So that's, you got bigger, brighter, better illumination, better, it's called the cone of light in normal policing. Or the curtain of light, I'm sorry. The curtain of light. Ability to extinguish campfire and stove. So somebody from the Steam community again asked, they're like, hey, can we just have the function to turn off our stoves or our campfires when they're lit? So that way, here's an example. I am at my stove, I cook up a bunch of waters, and because of the placement, it's giving off heat, but it's also summer. And I'm trying to be over here doing something on my workbench or my gun melee bench, but I'm still fucking hot because it's still cooking food. I didn't have a whole lot of room. It's placed there. Is there any way that we can just turn it off when we're done cooking what we need to cook? Yeah, walk up to it, hold F, or hold your interact button. So whatever you have it set to. Added dropped item cleanup option in game settings for single and hosted player. So in your single player sessions and your hosted player sessions, there is a new feature in the settings menu. I believe it's all the way at the bottom. For dropped item cleanup. What this is whenever you guys pull all the junk out, all you loot goblins out there, you take everything and you throw it on the ground, and you're like, well, I don't want to build a trash can, so I'm going to complain about it. And hopefully something will get fixed. Well, guess what? You guys complained, something got fixed. And I don't mean complained as in a disparaging term. I mean it as in, like closed mouth doesn't get fed, right? So now, it is going to be off by default, so you will have to physically go into your settings, and change it to whatever interval you want. If you want it to delete within 30 minutes, an hour, whatever Yaz has it set to. They played with that. I didn't play with that portion. I don't care about it. I just build trash cans. New broken lootable RV added. So you've got the fun little Breaking Bad chemical cabin. Your RV. There is now a smashed up broken version of that, so you might see it out and about in the world. Bug fixes. Lots of bug fixes, lots of changes and improvements, okay? I'm probably going to say that got fixed, that got fixed, that got fixed. Of course, everything got fixed. All right. Fixed clients getting stuck in broken animations. This should greatly improve the experience playing on dedicated servers or joining a friend's hosted game. So a lot of times people were getting, you would go into an inventory and you can exit, or you exit out of it, or you were using a rag and you hit a button and somehow your character just became stuck. The only thing you could do was crouch. You couldn't kick, you couldn't, use your pie menu wheel on your controller, you couldn't, just whatever it was, you just had to type unstuck. Some people didn't know about the unstuck function and they would just like quit out of the game. They'd have to exit everything out and restart. You don't have to do that. You can just type unstuck. But it didn't happen hardly if dot period, any period, all period. Maybe rare instances now. A lot of it was fixed. Fixed dropped and placed items not decaying. Fixed house and building pickup items not respawning. So in the down in E5, down near the little pavilion, you've got the warehouse, the hardware store. You've got the pharmacy, you've got the pizzeria, you've got the laundromat, you got the new sporting goods store, which was added during Halloween, and the grocery store that's down there. Some of those weren't respawning loot, and that actually bled over into pretty much everywhere. The bunker loot, other areas of the map. And so that's fixed. We were up till 5 a.m. yesterday with last minute just like let's just check one more time to see if this is working. So fixed fishing rod causing stuck status when placing inside a container. I actually found that out 2 days, or that's one of my bugs. I was fishing, testing one of Otto's reported bugs. Otto was saying that he was fishing and the fish that he was catching were not going into his inventory. And so I went and I did some fishing and I was just like, no, this is working. So it might be a server-side issue. So if you have that issue, let me know. And I walked up to the Amaro and I had my fishing rod in my hand and I walked up and I put it inside the vehicle and I couldn't do anything else. I was stuck. Couldn't do anything. So that got fixed. There it is. So that got fixed. Placing items would trigger attacks. I'm not too familiar with that. I haven't seen that get reported at all. That might have been something during our testing group. Fixed airdrop map icon duplication issue. So I believe it was Cheese. I think it was Cheese that was playing. It was either Cheese or Drop Dead Zed that was playing. Both amazing streamers, obviously. And I'm talking about Royale with Cheese. I think it was Royale with Cheese where they had an airdrop that was on their map, and then there was another airdrop that was on their map, and it was like an irregular duplication issue, but there was they would spawn extra icons and extra people for whatever reason, but no airdrop. So that's alleviated. Airdrop AI replication issue, I just talked about that. That was fixed. Bobby's RV quest line. So the way Bobby's RV quest line works is Bobby asks you to go do X, you go do X, you bring X back to him. You're like, all right, cool. Then he'll say, hey, come back to me later. You come back to him a day or two later. He says, hey, can you go grab me X and go put it in location Y? You go get X, go put it in location Y. Go back and talk to him, and then good to go. Then there's more portions to that quest line where you're supposed to actually get an RV, but it wasn't spawning in. So that's taken care of. Hey, Talawait, I don't know if you end up watching, but this one's for you, man. Fixed the Great Scott quest. So, Great Scott! Doc no longer acts like a dumb nut. Talawait. Alright? I read that in the Steam discussions the other day, and I was like, yeah, we really got to look at the pathing again, because Doc's being... As Talawait said, Doc is acting like a dumb nut. So, that one's for you, buddy. Alright? No longer acting like a dumb nut. Fixed walk toggle being disabled when performing certain actions. There were people talking about when you go into a building and you interact with something and you're naturally walking, that your character starts sprinting or starts running. We worked on that. Fixed player falling through the map when consuming something inside of a car. That's self-explanatory. Fixed certain items not being dismantleable when highlighted. Dismantleable is not a word, so I actually added SP in there for spelling because it's thing. But there was the bicycle that wasn't added to the dismantle list, so you can dismantle the bicycle that's in the garage. There were other containers and receptacles that were not added to the dismantle list, but when you go into dismantle, they're highlighted. So alleviated that. Fixed the Zombie smoke location. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't remember if it was Alacrity or Maggio. I think it was Maggio. Might have been Alacrity. I don't know. But the Zombie obviously it's modeled after a Lamborghini. The engine is in the back. And the trunk or the boot, whatever, is in the front. So the smoke was still coming from the front. We just moved it to the back, so that way it's actually where the engine's supposed to be. Fixed cabbage soup stacking issue. So cabbage soup was stacking, and it's not supposed to. So there is this misconception that when you craft soups, that it is a sealed container. That's not the case. So it's not meant to be a sealed container. The cabbage soup is... Your soups and your meat stews and all that are crafted inside containers. You know, the tin cans, they're already open. You're not resealing them. They're not... It's not canning. We don't have that coming yet, but it's something that we're looking at. Issue with... fixed unable to dig grave when a second shovel is in your backpack. I'm sorry, I can't remember who actually called that out, but that was in the Discord. They logged a ticket for that, so if you... Sure as shit, I tested that, and if you had a second shovel in your backpack, you weren't able to dig grave for some reason. So, that's done and taken care of. Fixed issue with zombie transparency. If Yaz was here in watching, he might be able to explain that a little bit better. I don't understand that. Fixed infinite harvesting when inventory is full. Fixed... I'm not going to get into that. Not going to get into it. Fixed dog spawning on top of car, potentially. Okay? So, Corey initially gave us... Corey's been a long-time player. Bless it. Amazing individual in our community. Anytime you got out of the SUV, your dog would spawn on top of the hood, and you couldn't really TP dog, or you shouldn't have to. The dog wouldn't hop down off the vehicle. So, we have potentially, we're just being honest, potentially fixed it. Fixed quest steps not completing when area or AI is already cleared. So this refers to things like Della's quest or Knob's honeybee quest. When you go to those areas, it's a clear quest. You go there, you clear the zombies, and it's supposed to let you know in that it was cleared. However, there was also an issue where if you had previously cleared the area and then taken the quest, that it wouldn't prompt and say, oh, the area's already been cleared. So that's fixed and taken care of. Where are we at? White van missing a row of storage. So the white van storage was actually fixed 2 or 3 patches ago. It just never got added to the current build. So it's been fixed for a while. And, yeah. But then very last night, again, Corey, thank you so much. They had said, hey, just so you know, the white van is not, we're like, yep, it's already been fixed and taken care of. And they're like, okay, so. Player death crate, fixed player death crate to account for deep pocket skill. So that was something that's been long asked for, and we just finally were able to get around to it. Fix the auto shotgun spread instead of using slugs. So, this one's on me. Initially, when we added the AA-12 shotgun, I had said, oh, fucking make it slugs, make it hard-hitting, just dome in these zombies, I didn't even think about, like, crowd control, alright? So, the testing that we've been doing over the past 3-4 days on our private server, we upped the zombie count to 5 times the zombies on our private server, and I have been running around with the auto shotgun. Now it actually functions as if it was firing buckshot, and it is a city clearer weapon. It is fucking disgusting how nasty the AA-12 is. Or, excuse me, the 12AA. How the new auto shotgun is. So, thank you very much to all the feedback for everybody. In terms of that is definitely a much needed improvement. So, good job on you guys out there in the Steam suggestions community. Leap driving camera location. All the vehicles had their cameras pulled back except for the red Jeep that was still kind of stuck in the middle of the screen. We moved the camera. It functions the way it's supposed to now. Fixed car lights not showing for clients and server. So what that refers to is if I'm playing in the game and I'm driving around and it's nighttime and Yaz spawns in, he won't actually see that my headlights are on until I flick them off and then flick them back on again, because the game is accounting for the state that the world is currently. I don't even fucking know, but basically it's taking a state that's separate from what's happening now and just using what has been. So in Yaz's game, my headlights had technically not already or had not turned on yet, because they had been previously turned on before he logged in, so his session was not picking up that they were already on. That's not a thing anymore. So now he comes in and it's like, oh, your lights are on. Yep. Fixed weapon attachment duplication issue. So people were able to duplicate accidentally weapons attachments. Fixed water barrels not being destructible. For all you little cheaters out there, yeah, we fixed that. Sitting there and blocking up your windows and your doors because they were not being able to be dismantled and broken. Now they're broken. Now you can break them. Fixed structure repair. I feel like I skipped over something with the weapons. It might be later down in changes and improvements. Fixed structure repair UI to properly show materials needed. The UI display only prompts after enough damage has been dealt. So when you're building your structures and you want to know what materials you have to add in for repair, you can tab back and forth. I keep doing this because I'm used to using the controller, but you can mouse over them and it'll show you the required resources. But if you mouse over the object itself, it'll tell you the resources that you need once you need to repair it, if that makes sense. Okay, so when it absolutely needs to be repaired, then it'll pop up and say, hey, these are the materials you need to fix me real quick. Fixed AI and fixed AI and built campfires to properly extinguish during inclement weather. So now when it rains and there's no overhang above your campfires or your barrels, now they will go out due to the inclement weather. And if concurrently, if they are inside, they will stay lit and they will provide the warmth that they're supposed to. Fixed AI and built campfires to not extinguish when built under overhangs. Yeah, just okay. Fixed weapon attachment. This is it. Fixed weapon attachments disappearing when transferring to a storage container. Self-explanatory. Fixed consuming one canned good from stack, producing one empty can and deleting remaining stack. I worded that. It could probably be worded better, but we were kind of coming up on kicking this out to you guys. If I have a stack of not tomato soup, if I have a 5 stack of like can of peas, and I eat one, it gives me one empty can, and then it completely deletes the entire stack. That was the bug. That's not that way anymore. That's fixed. So those are all the bugs that were reported that we were able to get to that have been fixed. Now, this is probably what more people are waiting for, is changes and improvements. All right. Build mode allows free placing of items. This means you can move things around in front of you to have more control in how you place your built items. So again, instead of just standing there and spinning in a circle and trying to finagle where it goes, and now you can actually move forward, backward, left, right, with your mouse obviously too. I keep whatever. You can get a little bit more intricate. Somebody had asked about the snapping for the electrical fences, and because it just wasn't working properly, especially with our current build system, this completely fixes that. There is no snapping added yet, but there will be in the future. We did add some more snap points to some of the pieces, so that should help. Build mode UI adjusted to allow better viewing when placing blueprints. If I were to go in right now and pull it up, you got those 2 huge black boxes that appear. When you go to place something, those completely disappear. So you can sit there and you can move your structures around. You get more. You get your full screen to be able to see what you're doing, as opposed to just like right here, what's in the middle of the screen. You know what I'm talking about if you're a builder. Can now sprint from crouch position. That was highly asked for. So now when you're in your crouch position, instead of getting up and then having to sprint, now you can just sprint from a crouch position. Food decay timers were readjusted. This is largely for the servers. So Some things were spoiling a lot faster than intended. Some things were spoiling slower than intended. Some things were spoiling not in a positive way for players on servers to be able to effectively use their items. So if you're player one and you harvested a bunch of meat and something came up, you weren't able to play for 2 or 3 days, your stuff's not going to spoil after like a day. You know, it's going to be appropriate for you know, if you just happen to be off the server for a day or two. It's still going to spoil, but just not as bad. Multiple... Oh, hang on, I skipped one. Excuse me. Adjusted bunker entrance to avoid spawning on top of each other and getting stuck. I can't remember if this was... I think this was in Cheese's stream, where he and like 3 or 4 people, they all went into the bunker at the same time, and they actually got stuck on top of each other because they were spawning on top of each other. Obviously. But now we just moved a couple of different spawner locations inside the bunker, so then that way that alleviates getting stuck on top of each other when going in at the same time. Multiple graphical improvements. That's just standard across the board. Improvements to reloading system to be more reliable and account for the user interface. So this is not the highly asked for, let me have my ammunition and my guns and not account for it in my inventory and I can drop it on the ground and not have to reload it or log back out and log back in and still in the ammo. We're working on that. Trust me. It's coming. It's coming. Just bear with us. All right. What this is referring to is when you go to reload, sometimes the UI doesn't update and it shows that you have 0 and you look down and you're like, what the fuck? Why is it still 0? And then you hit reload again and it's like, why is reload not working? And then it populates. So that's what that is talking about. Removed lower tier loot from airdrops. So you shouldn't be getting fucking 2 rags, a hammer, another hammer, a katana, and, you know, some 9mm. No, you should be getting some higher tier loot. The katana, winter jet gets key cards, auto shotguns, LMGs. You know, like you should be getting the higher tier loot. Excuse me, jeez. Medkit is now a multi-use item, similar to how the sewing kit works. That was on... It was either in Steam... Obviously, it was either Steam Discussions or Discord, but somebody had mentioned, they were like, hey, why can't we use the medkit like the sewing machine? Like, if I have 50% health and I use the medkit, why can't the medkit just take 50% of the durability of the medkit and heal me to 100 as opposed to just using the whole thing? That's actually a really fucking good idea. Hey, Kai... Yaz, how do you feel about this? They're like, yeah, that actually makes fucking sense. So now, when you use your medkit will use the capacity that it has left to heal you to 100 as opposed to a one-and-done use item. Improvement made to driving camera to see slightly further. So while you're in your vehicle, the camera was dropped just a little bit further so you could see. All right. A lot of people want a in front of the wheel or right behind the vehicle or, you know, seeing way further down the road in the vehicle. We can't do that. And that's because of render distance, you know, your LOD, as well as watching physically zombies and human AI spawn in as you're driving towards them. That is not something that we want. And then it takes away from the top-down isometric that we want. Okay, that this game is. Okay. Additionally, when you're driving uphill, let's just put yourself in a vehicle, right? In a real-world vehicle. When you're in your car and you're driving uphill, you can't see all the way down the road what's on the other side of the hill. Okay? You can see pretty much to what's at the top of the hill and not past that. Please stop asking to pull the zoom out further so you can see what's on the over the hill as you're driving up it. Okay? Like, there are some game mechanics where we just can't account for it, and it will break other things. Okay? So it's not one of those things that we're going to do. All right? You can keep asking for it, but more than likely it's me in Steam Discussions or on the Discord that's going to be like, no, that's not happening. Sorry. Shoot the messenger. That's fine. I will take all the flack for you know, you guys being mad that I say, no, we're not doing something. That's absolutely fine. Improvements to the main map design. There was a lot of we called them out. They're actually, I believe, from Russia. I'm so sorry that I don't know your name, but they said, "Hey, the tutorial and the main game seem to be of different resolutions." And we're like, "What?" Like, yeah. I was like, "All right." So we went and looked at it, and MK actually said, "Yeah, there are just actually two different settings for either one." We're like, "All right." So now we just fixed it. So now the main game should look a lot sharper, should look a little bit better. New houses were added, not in any locations that we know of that people build their bases. Okay, that's why there's no wipe that was needed for this update. Keycard bunker access now allows multiple players, so no more do you have to have 6 players with 6 keycards. Now it's me, Kai, Yaz, Dubs. You know, we're running around, and I have the keycard. I can use the keycard, and you've got about a minute for everybody to get down into the bunker. So, and unfortunately, anybody that's watching you guys go down into the bunker, they can watch, be like, "Oh, he went down in the bunker. I'm gonna give it about 5 seconds, and then I'm gonna go down in the bunker behind him." So be mindful of that. All right. After a minute, nobody else can get in. You can still get out. We tested it. You're safe. Removed Halloween event decor. Obviously, the Halloween event is done. Buildable weapon crate now has 10 slots. I know a lot of people are iffy on the weapons crate. They're like, why would I use this? I can put weapons in anything. It's like, yeah, but I mean, it's there for RPing, or if you just want to spruce up your base with a weapons crate, you know? There you go. Scythe has been added to the farm loot table. Updated items that can make rags. So the sports jacket and the bandera. All right. Those have been added to being able to craft rags. We are still working on allowing more items to be crafted into rags with more functions for those, such as antiseptic bandages, splints, you know, tourniquets, you know, just whatever. Okay, you know, it's just like, I'm not saying that that's what's coming. I'm just using those as examples. But we are using more clothing items to be able to be ripped and torn into bandage making material. Golf club attack speed has been slightly increased. The pitchfork durability has been increased. The hammer durability has been increased. Improvements to the auto shotgun reloading animation and sound. So now it sounds more like an auto, or the auto shotgun being loaded with the drum mag, as well as the ammunition has been slowed down just a little bit. Improvements to the APC handling. A lot of people still whinging about the APC. Look, the APC is a gigantic tank, up-armored beast. It's gonna operate in a shit capacity. It's not meant to be taken off-road and getting stuck in ditches, okay? We fixed the APC handling again. Improvements to vehicle wing mirror reflections. This has been a long-standing issue. Whenever you would look at the AUG, or you would look at certain vehicles with your flashlight, and it would hit the side mirrors, it would basically shoot back and blind you. So that was taken care of. Minor zombie spawning improvements. Increase the warmth value for heater packs. Opening inventory or pie menu will close chat console now. So if you got it open, it's like me. I play on controller, and I have to fucking type everything, and then I'm like, oh shit, my zombies! And then I try to use this. Now it'll actually, opening the pie menu will close the chat window. Improvements to weather system transitions. Jesus Christ, I should probably do this. So the weather system transition has been slowed down, so that way it's not just an instantaneous, oh shit, now it's a blizzard. It was never meant to be that way in the first place. Now it's a lot smoother on the servers. Added death sound effects for players. So added more death sound effects for players. So in a nutshell, that's what we've done. There was a lot more that was actually fixed, but none of it anybody reported. It was more internal testing, and then things that you guys didn't really... I'm not saying that you guys didn't even know about it, but if it's an issue that we discover on our own and it's never come up before, there's no reason why we need to throw it in here. It's like it never even existed in the first place. So, but that's basically it. I have already taken up 35 minutes of your time with my rambling. Make sure that if you guys are thinking about getting the game, try the demo first, okay? See if you like it. Go into the settings, play with the settings, play with the camera controls. You can change your highlight colors, you can change your highlight options, you can change a multitude of settings, okay? Play with the server game settings. When it means server game, it doesn't necessarily mean on a server, it means just your play session. Play with those settings, see how you like it. There's a lot that you can do just in the demo alone. If you decide not to get the game, please still come over to the Steam discussions and or the Discord and give us your feedback. Okay, that it's only going to help us make the game better. Okay, and then maybe later on down the line when we can actually get to whatever it is that you suggested or how it would be better felt for you. If that tickles your fancy and you decide to try it again, hopefully that does. Join the Discord, come hang out with us, come talk with us. Share your stuff on the Steam discussions. There's the HumanitZ store, the HumanitZgame.com website that you can go and check out. You can follow everybody on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I'm not getting into that whole fucking spiel. Yeah. I think that's it. So go play the game. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Yeah. Leave your comments down below, and I will see you all hopefully again very, very soon. Bye.